Hey, we are back in black. Tasha, I see you. What's that? Man, this is the triple threat. I'm doing a back-to-back like magic in the 80s. Boy, the 80s was great. Just watching LA win year after year after year. Magic was the shit, and so was Michael Cooper and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. With his Marvin the Martian looking head ass nigga. Bald head motherfucker, but anyway, no, I got love for Kareem. Shout out to everybody out there at the Court Plantation. I know it is not easy. I'm going to say this every day. This is the No I Don't Know TV series. I'm your boy Warren G that plays the B. Been clowning sucker free since 2003, so that means you can't finesse me. Hey, shout out to everybody out there in the hot ass sun, man. What's up the goddamn California fires? God damn. It's like a nigga just be like, you know what? I feel like burning some shit up. Let me light some shit on fire. Boy, this weather out here is so fucked up. Then it's windy. It's like, god damn. I think I'm just breathing in fucking ash. So shout out to everybody that's out there in this dangerous ass weather. Much power and respect to you. And shout out to everybody that's out there handling business at the Court Plantation. Because I know the shit is not fun at all. So I don't care what nobody say. If you have the Court Plantation, please do not act like that shit is fun. I can't stand a nigga that be like, man, it's fun at work. Just get the music out for him and play the mammy music for that nigga. He gonna be like, why you playing that? Nigga, that's for you. You talking about you, it's fun being at work. Nigga, what the fuck you mean? The only thing is fun is getting reparations so you can start your own business, do whatever the fuck you want to do. Wake up late, wake up early, do what you want to do. After the 450 goddamn years of free labor, the fuck you mean? What type of, you need a psych evaluation. You got a mental block. So shout out to all y'all niggas that's out there handling business, doing what you need to do. And I hope you had a great nigga day weekend. I mean Labor Day. Nigga at work day weekend, because that's all it is. It's white folk at home barbecuing and chilling and kicking it and enjoying their festivities and shit. And then black folks is working. And that's a fact. And for all you black folks that's not working, hey man, do your thing. I ain't tripping off you. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody that's trying to avoid the fuckery and the clown shit and the bullshit and trying to get to what the fuck you know is best, and that's handling your business. Because there ain't no other way but to stay focused on what you need to do. Get your vision board and put on your vision board what you want to do. That's what I do. Trust and believe you me. Because shit is not fun. So shout out to all you motherfuckers that's out there that's still trying to kick it. And for all you niggas that's still kicking it because you got a day off because you took a day off after the holiday, take that clown ass hot link out your fat mouth and take your clown ass to work, nigga. Because on payday, that shit gonna hurt. Because I know what you're doing. Just hot linking it up. Probably the spicy hot links too with extra barbecue sauce. I know what you're doing, nigga. Shit. Fuck out of here. Nigga probably got a beard, got his bitch and shit. I know. Or hey, you know what I'm saying? I just love it. You know what I'm saying? These days, I look for just me and you. Like Tony type shit. Fuck out of here, nigga. Up here simping and shit. Lying. And all you women, stop lying to these niggas too. Before I get to the subject, stop lying. Shit. And all you niggas, stop believing what these bitches are saying. You just like, yeah, man, I'll put it down. Okay. You can think you put it down, nigga, until Lexington Steel come around, or Wesley Pipes. Then you gonna realize that you ain't put it down, nigga. Stop trying to act like you done put it down, nigga. You haven't. Nigga. Talking all that shit, then when Wesley Pipes come walking around here and Lexington Steel, them niggas go balls deep. Nigga. Don't forget it. So shout out to all y'all niggas that know and don't live in the matrix and live in reality and know you gotta get up and take your clown ass to the Court Plantation. And shout out to all you motherfuckers that's got the anti-coon and anti-sambo spray. Spray yourself down. I mean, spray yourself down every day before you go to the Court Plantation. Because, man, that Sambo and Coon shit is contagious. That's worse than COVID. Get around another nigga and be like, man, racism ain't so bad. Straight up. Man. Motherfucker be like, man, I don't even really see racism. Not the way that everybody been saying. Fuck out of here, nigga. You know that shit is real. So stop it with the bullshit. That's real. Let me cut this shit down. Hey, man. Hey, y'all know I did y'all with a back-to-back. Shit, Shit, triple threat in this bitch. But anyway, hey man, there's a lot of shit going on. You already know that. A lot of shit that needs to be discussed. But before we discuss anything else, let me tell y'all something. It's always gonna be a nigga as a fall guy. Not no white. Now, out of all these places that you've seen black people be unjustly killed and lynched, you don't really see no white police chiefs resigning and retiring. You don't really see no mayors and white police chiefs retiring. Okay, because if that's the case, then why didn't the mayor of where George Floyd got killed in Minnesota, why didn't he retire? They not, you know this. Look, them white boys is like, fuck y'all niggas. I'm not retiring shit, nigga. This is my system. Make me retire. But niggas is like, oh, niggas gotta go. But my thing is with this is that should tell you if there's a black police chief, but they was still able to kill this nigga and lynch him on camera, that should tell you exactly what is being practiced in law enforcement, no matter if it's a black person in charge or a white person in charge. And he's the fall guy. And now he's trying to talk about, well, I'm retiring because I don't want them to, you know, to have this negative view of me and the police department, all this other shit. Because the nigga wants another job. That's all that is. And you just happen to be Lee Major. Who is Lee Major? Google Lee Major. Lee Major was the fall guy with Farrah Fawcett. That was the nigga with the big ass goddamn OJ truck driving off the goddamn cliff and shit. He was the fall guy. And that's exactly who LaRon Singletary is. And they, look, let me tell you something. They gonna always go get a nigga to be their fall guy. That's a right. Hey, remember that. You may think that, oh, no, it's not gonna be like that. It's always gonna be that way. And just in case you don't know, I'm drinking a Sea Moss shake right now with almond milk. Not that goddamn cow milk talking about milk does a body good. That's a motherfucking lie. Milk does a body bad. And I would say it demobilizes your melanin. You know, the hardest part for me is the cheese. I'm just saying, man. I was thinking about that when I was drinking my shake. Like, man, milk does a body good. No, nigga. Milk does a body bad. Let everybody else drink that shit. You stay the fuck away from it if you can. The cheese is the hardest shit for me to stay away from. But anyway, I digress. I'm just saying I'm drinking the Sea Moss shake. But I'll tell you this, man. They gonna always use a nigga as the fall guy. Nigga ain't gonna never, look, if you think that you gonna work around a dominant society and some shit be fucked up and they ain't gonna ask you to step down, you're sadly mistaken. All they gonna do is put a white person in charge, and then all that white person gonna do is wait for this shit to go away, and then everything gonna be back to smooth sailing. They gonna tell police officers, just stand down, let these niggas kill each other. Fuck it. We're gonna do as less policing as possible. They can kill each other, and then shit'll go back to normal. And then that nigga's probably hoping, if I just let shit die down, I'm gonna resign, and I'm gonna just go work somewhere else. That's all it is, because look, let me tell you something. Stop thinking because there's a black person in charge that shit gonna change. They're just a figurehead. They are the Lady Eloise's of the police department. Warren, who is Lady Eloise? Go watch Boomerang and just watch Eartha Kitt's character. Everybody thought motherfucking Eddie Murphy's character, Marcus, he thought that Lady Eloise had power, so he fucked her. Like, fuck, I'm gonna fuck this old bitch because she got power. And then Robin Gibbons had to tell him, she has no power. She's just the face of the company. She has no fucking power. And that's exactly what most black people are when they're in those positions of power. They're just figureheads. You know, like Obama, Kamala. Y'all should have seen this one interview they had. It was on Twitter, man. Twitter had me dying. They thought she was going to answer some more questions. And this guy was like, here, I'm going to pass the mic to you, to our Vice President, Kamala, and, future Vice President, and you can answer any questions you want. Man, her representative was like, no, that's all the questions she'll be taking. She's done. He's like, oh, I thought, no, that's it. She'll be. They don't want that bitch answering no questions. Then the bitch lying, talking about, I always wanted to live in Wisconsin. Man, stop, bitch. Stop lying. You didn't start claiming no black shit until you wanted to run for something. Because ain't enough Indians in the United States of America. And I'm not talking about the Native Americans. I'm talking about the Indians from India that was going to really sit up there and take you serious. Because, them Indians, they prejudice and shit too. They racist as well. They treat niggas fucked up too. So you just catered to the black people because you figured that was your better chance at winning. And then you called Joe Biden a racist, but then now you his running mate. Stop. Fuck out of here. So that should tell you about your figureheads that are in positions of power. So yeah, you want to go do some sucker shit and go vote? Yeah, right. You see this motherfucking Ron Singletary, motherfucker, now he resigning. I got some footage and not footage, but video, audio on this motherfucker. Oh yeah. So we gonna play this shit, and I want to see what the fuck they say. I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna see what they say.
If you're struggling, if you're worried,
and fuck out of here, Joe Biden with the clown ass commercials. I want to hear that shit, and I don't give a fuck about that shit. Joe Biden is senile. That motherfucker can't even remember his last name.
No, Daniel Prude was...
Hold on, there we go.
Sorry for the interruption here. We want to break in with some news. Both the Rochester Police Chief and the Rochester Deputy Chief are resigning. That news into our newsroom within the last 5 minutes. That means LaRon Singletary and Joseph Morabito are stepping down following the protests and the death of Daniel Prude. The protesters have called for the resignation of Chief Singletary, who you're seeing now. And today, in a news release, Singletary has announced that he is, after 20 years of service in RPD alone, stepping aside.
But the reason why, see, here's the problem with these black police officers. The reason why they're asking you to resign, brother, and they call him because those police officers represent you. So if they out there doing that shit to people, then you need to be held accountable. And you know you're going to be held accountable twice because you are black. And then that mayor, too, she can sit there, too, looking like a mammy, but you next, because they going to be looking like, well, then what the fuck are y'all doing? And then let me tell you what the white police officers going to do. Oh, we're going to do police reform and law enforcement reform and training. No, what needs to happen is you need to have black folk policing black folk. And I'm talking about black folk that grew around black people that need to police black people. Stop getting these white people that are from the upper echelon areas of the United States of America in the cities and suburbs of the United States of America and then wanting them to police black people. And then y'all be wondering why the outcome is the way it is. That's why the outcome is like that. Because most of these white officers are socialized to fear black people, to shoot first, you know, not to trust them because of the engineering that has taken place the last, 150 years, 200 years, 450 years of education? They've always been taught they're better than black people. Black people are shiesty, shifty, all these things. That's just a social engineering program that's running on autopilot for years and years and years and years and generations, 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 generations. And it's not going to change until economically black folks are in a position of power where that we can hire our own police departments and we can put the people that we know to help govern and be in law enforcement and help patrol our neighborhoods. But marching with us ain't gonna do nothing, and getting one nigga to resign is not gonna do nothing. Giving us the economic base that is rightfully deserved of black folk for the 450 years of free labor is what you can start with. You notice ain't nobody talking about no reparations. Nobody's talking about that, but they can talk about everything else but that. That's why I'm telling you, white folks, they gonna march, whine, and repeat with you until you say, well, do you think we should get reparations? Ask them what they're gonna be like, well, why? Like, why do you need money? Like, I'm broke, I don't have any money. Like, I'm poor too, dude. Like, I'm white, but I'm poor. And they expect you to be like, well, yeah, that's true. I don't give a fuck if you white and poor. You got white privilege because it's your system. So they don't have shit to do with me. Just like you could try to flip it and be like, well, like Joe Biden said, well, that doesn't have anything to do with, you know, my ancestors, my great-great-grandfathers and great-great-grandmothers. That's not my problem. You're right, it's not your problem, but you're a direct beneficiary of it. So why the fuck we can't benefit from our ancestors building this country for free?
Said this: as a man of integrity, I will not sit idly by while outside entities attempt to destroy my character. The events over the past week are an attempt to destroy my character and integrity. The members of the Rochester Police Department and the greater Rochester community know my reputation and know what I stand for. The mischaracterization and the politicization of the actions that I took after being informed of Mr. Prude's death is not based on facts and not what I stand for.
Then what the fuck do you stand for then? Stop it. See, let me tell you something. That's why he was crying when he got the job. Oh, man, he was crying. I should have played the mammy music for him. He lucky I wasn't paying attention to his black ass then, nigga. Because I'd have been like, what the fuck is you crying about? Because they gave you some fictitious position of power. You don't have no power. If you had power, you'd be like, well, I'm not retiring and I'm not resigning. So fuck that. And I'm going to still keep doing what I'm doing, and they made a mistake. But you're not going to come out there and do that because it's a bad look and you're black and it ain't your system. So that's what you get.
He doesn't go on to elaborate, at least in that statement. He may later on. As many of you who have been following this case know, Daniel Prude was arrested, a mental health arrest, on March 23rd. That's when his heart stopped after an encounter with police over on Jefferson Avenue. He was then hospitalized. His heart had stopped that morning. This is 3 a.m. His heart stopped. He later died about a week later on March 30th. There was talk about who knew what when, who saw the police body cam footage, which, again, many of you have seen.
They'll edit the body cam footage, so stop it.
Very disturbing. The mayor coming out last week saying she didn't see the body cam footage until August 4th, and she said that when she first heard about this, it was from Chief Singletary, and Chief Singletary had told her that it was an overdose and likely nothing more. So she didn't give it a second thought.
Ah, so now, see how, look, I'm going to tell y'all this right now. This is what happens to black folk in the dominant, when you're working amongst the dominant society. See, now everybody's jockeying for position and trying to keep their money and their bread. Now it's the blame game. Well, he told me that it wasn't nothing more than an overdose. So now she looking at him like, well, you better retire or I'm going to have to let you go. I'm going to have to terminate you. You know what I mean? So now he's probably like, well, fuck it then, I guess. So now I'm just throw him under the bus. And I'll find you a job somewhere else. But my thing is, y'all should have both known and been knowledgeable of the whole situation. Y'all got to be on the same page. Soon as that shit happened, those officers, get your union rep, because I'm about to be in there questioning you. I don't give a fuck. I'm about to be in there, and you about to be in there with me questioning. And then me and you finna have a meeting. We're going to have our own private meeting on what the fuck is going on and how we need to change that. So do we need to fire them right away? Then you need to fire them. But nah, y'all motherfuckers trying to play it off because it's that so-called blue line. Well, we going to see how far that blue line works, clown, when your black ass ain't working a goddamn job and the rest of those other motherfuckers that killed him are. So that's what you get. And y'all should know that. Y'all should know y'all going to be on Front Street when the shit go bad. Y'all should have known that. When Daniel Prude's brother did that press conference, they should have known right then and there, okay, it's about to be some shit. When they started marching, and once you kill somebody and a motherfucker start marching and protesting, you should already know, oh, somebody got to go. Somebody got to be the fall guy. Somebody got to get fired because this shit ain't working.
After that, there was then the family's involvement. They saw the body cam footage around June, July. The autopsy, which was released to a lot of people in April, said that this was a homicide. But again, the mayor saying that she didn't get a full scope of this issue until August 4th, placing at least part of the blame on Singletary for not keeping her.
The blame game. Well, we about to blame everybody, and the reason why we about to blame everybody because it ain't my problem. And you know what? I'm not trying to use my shit, and that's how black folk are programmed. You know why? Because we don't have a code. We don't operate with a code. They do, but we don't because it's not our system. So we're not willing to be like, well, because a real bitch would have been like, well, I saw the whole thing. You know what I mean? And I was recommending that those police officers be terminated. And the chief, he was recommending termination too. We were just going through the process. But no, y'all didn't do that. Y'all was just trying to sweep it under the rug, hoping, oh, we in Rochester, that shit'll go away. And then a motherfucker had it on video, and then a motherfucker was like, hey, they killed my motherfucking brother. And then after the brother did the motherfucking interview and said they treated him like a fucking animal, I called him because he was having a mental breakdown. But no, they wouldn't bring the drugs and everything else. Man, look, that's why they took cops off the air. Y'all don't know how many nose-to-chin white people I've seen on cops chase the police around, act a fool, high as a goddamn kite, just get out of your mind high type shit. And The cops just sit there, wrestle with him, and put him in handcuffs and tell him, never shoot him, never pull out a taser, never do none of that shit. But a black person could just think he's going to resist. They shooting you with a taser, they shooting you with a gun, they fucking you up on camera, they doing all kinds of shit, man. Stop. See, but that's what you get. You're so busy crying when you got the job. I'm going to be the biggest Sambo you guys ever known. Trust me, I'm going to make you guys proud. That type of shit. That's what you get. And now that same black bitch like, oh, well, you didn't show me the whole video. But that's what you get too as a mayor. As soon as you find out it was a death, why would you allow? See, that's why I think they both lying. They both full of shit. And this is what happens when you're dealing with black folk on the dominant society called plantations. Now everybody trying to cover their own ass instead of sticking together. Well, bitch, where the fuck was your antennas at when you first heard he got killed and this black person? You should have been like, wait, hold on, what? No, I need to see. Give me the footage today or somebody's getting fired. I want the footage today. She'd have went out like a hero. But nah, bitch, you trying to play it to the south like, oh well, just an overdose. Stop.
Abreast of what was happening. It looked as though for the last few days that she was standing by Chief Singletary. It is going to be interesting to see what she has to say, but he is taking this step right now of resigning after 20 years with the police department. And again, of note, the Deputy Chief, Joseph Morabito, as well. The protesters have called for the resignation of Mayor Warren. Mayor Warren, from what we understand, is going to be speaking with City Council at a meeting that started or should have started about 15 minutes ago. We are following that. Christian Garzone is the reporter covering that. We'll see what the questioning is, whether Chief Singletary is even going to be a part of that given this news. So this is all breaking. This is all fluid, as so much of this.
So you heard that. Now the City Council about to have a meeting because they about to try to fire that black bitch too. See? This is what happens when we get on the corporate plantation and get that bread and get that fictitious power, and then we start losing touch with the people that matter most, which is our own, and just kind of turning a blind eye. Well, they got it instead of being on top. Now, like I said, in the city of Henderson, they had a black police chief, but they made sure they got her black ass the fuck up out of there. City of Henderson was trying to be one of those groundbreaking cities where, oh, we're not raising all that. Well, y'all just showed how racist y'all was, because as soon as the bitch started getting in everybody's ass in Henderson, they got rid of her ass. They made her retire, and we ain't heard from her since. Nothing at all. And here's the thing in Las Vegas, Nevada. Vegas is trying to keep it. Vegas is so desperate for people to come here. They don't want that shit happening here. You talking about bad publicity? There's no such thing as bad publicity? Shit. Vegas don't want no motherfucker doing no shit. They gonna try to keep all that shit on the hush because they know the minute some shit like that happen, and it's the COVID shit too, people gonna be like, not only am I not going there, y'all racist as fuck. I'm not going out there. That's why they trying to be extra nice. And you notice they not going out of their way to do the normal things that they would do because they're taking stock and inventory of all these different cities, states with the racism. But I'm gonna tell you this, the racism is never going anywhere. Never.
This entire week has been, but again, Rochester Police Chief Laurent Singletary and the Deputy Chief Joseph Morabito are resigning. Mayor Warren will have the right to appoint the next police chief. We'll have to see who it is. But again, Laurent Singletary, notable not just for his years of service within RPD, but also being a person of color, but heavily criticized by the Black Lives Matter movement after news broke of Daniel Prude's death. We will continue following not just his resignation, but also statements, reaction from the community, and what Mayor Warren has to say to City Council today. They are going to press her on the timeline of events. Again, who knew what and when? A lot of criticism there, and how the police department handled this. The police department, the union coming forward, defending the officers, saying they followed protocol. A lot to discuss in the near future. So please stay tuned.
And see, you notice Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, why don't they just break up the police unions? Why don't they break up the police unions and say there is no more union? Now you're on your own. So if you unjustifiably kill someone under the law, you will do a mandatory of 10 to 20, and you will be liable for whatever you got assets. You will be liable for that civilly. Then the whole police department will change. Everything will change. You know why? Because they'll be like, well, fuck that. There's nothing beneficial for me killing a black person. So I'm not going to be doing that. That's what will happen. But they'll never break up the police unions. Why would they do that? Because the police unions is paying for people like Joe Biden. Joe Biden was the 94 crime bill king. Why would the police unions not want, they want him in there. They don't, it's a win-win. Whether Trump or Joe Biden, it's a win for them. Trust and believe you me. It's not no win for black people. They just got y'all thinking it's a win. That's some sucker shit. They don't give a fuck about y'all niggas.
News 8 first at 4, News 8 at 5, News 8 at 6. We're going to have team coverage of all of this. We're going to return you now to your regularly scheduled program. But before we let you go, please always know you can go to rochesterfirst.com for the latest.
Yeah. So I said, man, what kind of shit is this? Now I want to see what this lady got to say, the Mayor Warren.
Was very disturbed. I see something here, and I disagree with it, and we're going to do everything that we can to hold someone accountable.
That's what she was saying, but that's a bunch of bullshit. You're lying. You're lying. The deputy chief is lying. The chief is lying. Y'all all lying. Y'all just all now everybody trying to protect their neck now. That's all. I don't believe nothing you saying. You work for them. I'm tired of people talking about we gonna hold somebody accountable because that's the word of the century now, y'all. That's the word of the decade. Accountable. Hold these people accountable. That's that corporate plantation bullshit talk. Well, you know, people have to be held accountable. And then when it's time to really hold people accountable, baby steps and all this other shit. It's a process. And man, get the fuck out of here.
Attorneys for Prude's family providing CNN with edited body cam footage of the March 23rd incident that shows different angles of what happened. The video starts with police arriving on the scene after
edited body cam footage. Remember that.
Prude's brother called them, saying Prude was experiencing a mental health episode. The footage shows an officer approach Prude, who was on the street naked.
Get on the ground. Put your hands behind your back. Behind your back.
Yes,
don't
sir.
move.
Yes.
Don't move.
Yes,
Chill
sir.
out, man. Don't move, all right, man?
Yes,
Just don't
sir.
move.
Yes, sir.
Prude
Now, if he was complying, why didn't y'all, if he was complying with what y'all said, y'all should have arrested him. You should know that he's having a mental health episode if he's butt naked on the ground and it's snowing out there. Y'all should know he's having an episode. Come on now. Y'all know that.
complies with the officer's request and is then handcuffed.
Are you Daniel?
Yes, sir.
Daniel Prude?
Please let me get my money.
Daniel Prude?
Moments later, the footage shows Prude visibly agitated for several minutes, yelling at officers and moving around on the pavement.
Jesus Christ, I pray, man. Let me go back on. Give me them handcuffs, bro.
Then 3 minutes
And
after
see, they was laughing and joking. And that's what police officers do. I've been pulled over several times, and they'll try to laugh and crack jokes with you all the time, trying to pull up whatever they could pull up on you so they could arrest you. But if he was already in handcuffs, they was just trying to figure out how they was going to fuck him up because they didn't really want to be out there. So they was laughing and joking. That's cold word. Those race soldiers knew what they were going to do. They knew they was going to kill him. I'm sorry. Every time, I'm telling you, you are in danger every time you get pulled over by law enforcement if you black and white American. I don't care what nobody say. And stop trying to explain that shit to white people. They know what the fuck is going on. Stop it. Give them a book to read. Don't explain shit to their ass. They know what the fuck is going on. That's why most of your white friends and people that you know, they'll never bring this up. They don't want to talk about this shit. They don't want to talk. Why would they want to talk about it? Because then it's exposing them. Only real white people will be like, no, that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. That's some racist shit, and I hate that shit. And I hate the way it's depicted because I'm white and I don't like the way it looks. It's bullshit.
the initial encounter, officers place a spit sock over Prude's head to minimize exposure after they say he was spitting. It distresses Prude further.
Yo, get the away from me. And Jesus.
He continues moving on the ground with the spit sock on his head, and the officers demand he lay still.
Give me the gun. Give me the gun. Give me the handcuff. Give me the handcuff.
And when he does not comply and appears to try to stand, 3 officers get on the ground to physically restrain him and hold him to the ground.
I'm already in. Drag me, kill me.
One officer has his knee on Prude's back, and the other is holding his head to the pavement while the spit sock remains on his head.
Another officer can be seen putting his weight on Prude's head, who appears to be struggling to
And you don't think that that's going to kill him?
breathe. During the struggle, the officers realize Prude is spitting and appears to have vomited. Soon after, the paramedics begin to assist.
It's freezing out here. He's been out naked for 30 minutes.
He feels pretty cold.
The EMTs instruct the officers to roll him over.
Oh, no.
Start CPR.
After performing CPR for about 2 minutes, Prude is placed on a gurney and put in the ambulance. Prude was pronounced brain dead upon arriving at the hospital and died on March 30th. The autopsy report ruled Prude's death a homicide caused by complications of asphyxia in the setting of a physical restraint. The report further cites excited delirium and acute intoxication by phencyclidine, or the drug PCP, were contributing factors. The New York Attorney General announcing an independent investigation has begun.
And the New York Attorney General is black, a.k.a. a mammy. That's all an internal investigation. That means go get some white people that will say what we need them to say, but it's just an outside entity. That's all I mean.
Missing transparency and accountability. Prude's family is demanding the officers involved be fired and charged with murder.
The man is defenseless, butt naked on the ground. He's cuffed up already. I mean, come on. How many more brothers gotta die for society to understand that this needs to stop?
Definitely does. And it's not gonna stop. So don't think that it is. All y'all people think that it is, y'all are sadly mistaken. It's never gonna stop. Y'all can think that it's gonna stop, but it's not. You're like, why is it ain't gonna stop? Well, why would it stop? I don't understand y'all. Why do y'all think that this shit is gonna stop? This shit is never going to stop. It's not gonna stop until niggas stop cooning and samboing and being Candace Owens and being all these people that they want you to be. See, I can only use examples that I've seen. Just look at when you at the Court Plantation. Watch the Negroes who want to come in with their suit and ties and, you know, and their little glasses or whatever it is, and their astute education, and they want to move up the corporate ladder. So they, yes sir, no sir, boss, and whatever you need, I'll jump off the building for you and all this other shit. Watch them. And what you need to say is, that's the problem right there. Because all they gonna do is be like Ben Carson and be like Clarence Thomas and be like Colin Powell and Barack Obama. Look, everything that you see on TV is all a corporate plantation structure. Every single thing that you see, Hollywood, the banks, the credit unions, everything that you see, it's all the same type of formula. The corporate plantation is the same thing. It's their system. And since the dominant white society dominate 9 areas of people activity, they dominate labor, law, sex, religion, education, war, economics, I'm entertainment, and I'm in politics. If I didn't already say that one. So since they dominate all those areas of activity, we have to deal with those activities every day. Politics, they dominate politics. Look, you had a half black president who basically just enabled the same laws that were put in place before him. Go read this book, The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander. So Barack Obama didn't do nothing, but you go on most black people out and they treat him like Jesus. And it's like, no, that's the problem. We need to hold these people accountable. In the Haitian Revolution, the first thing Mac and Dalton said was, we got to kill the coons first. So they got to go because they going to tell. So they need to be killed. And everybody was like, all right, then fuck it then. We need to kill them. So that motherfucker was a botanist. So that motherfucker started cooking up poison. Kill their asses first because they got to go. And I see why. Because it's like, damn. Because then you got a bunch of Hayward Shepherds. Watch it. If you even have black people in your department that even have a chance of excelling, because the majority of y'all who work at the Court Plantation, you ain't gonna never see no nigga. I'm talking about really in charge. I'm not talking about somebody that's in a fictitious position of power. I'm not talking about the fake pony figurehead, the Lady Eloise of the company. I'm talking about a motherfucker that really is holding power. I'm talking about a motherfucker that really can make moves. They're not gonna do anything to better the situation for black folks at that Court Plantation because it ain't their shit and they don't run it. That's a fact. Dame Dash already put that shit out there when he was on the Breakfast Club. If you don't own it, you're nothing but the supervisor. And that's real. And that's why racism, white supremacy is in full effect. It's not going to change. And why don't you ask all those dominant society people that want to march, well, what do y'all think about reparations? And they're going to tell you what they really think. they're gonna really say how they really feel. Like, why you say that, Warren? Because they don't look. White people is okay as long as they in charge of what you do, and as long as they can tell you what to do. They fine for the most part until somebody show me different. I've yet to hear any white person be like, "Hey, well, black people deserve reparations." And I'm not talking about on some Vlad TV shit. Well, they should get education. Man, fuck Vlad. That's the number one thing white folks. Why the fuck would I want free education to be reinserted back into white dominant society's matrix? Why would I want that? Why would I want any of that? No, I want my 40 acres and a mule so I can have property, land, wealth, and resources so I don't have to fuck with y'all. But they know once that happens, a lot of niggas ain't gonna want to play NBA. A lot of niggas ain't gonna want to. You think a lot of niggas gonna be want to put their body through all that wear and tear for football? Go watch that show, The Last Chance U, on Netflix. These dudes just getting concussions after concussions. One brother he got a concussion. He just started acting a goddamn fool after the game. Wanted to fight and cry. He didn't even know where he was at. And it's like, we're willing to do that. Why Jerry Jones and all the rest of these white racist owners that practice anti-black racism every day just sit there and laugh and yuck, and they get a kick out of that. They get a kick out of being in a meeting with another owner and saying, yeah, my nigga's faster than your nigga. No, not your nigga. Your nigga's not fast as my nigga. My nigga's the fastest nigga. That's exactly what they talking about, whether you like it or not. So please believe you me, the NBA can do Black Lives Matter all they want. NBA don't give a fuck about no niggas. Just because they play rap music and got black people on ESPN, stop. I'm still waiting, Clippers, on that black owner. Since Donald Sterling had all that shit to say about niggas, still waiting. As of what? I don't know when. We only have one black owner, Michael Jordan, which his team happens to be the wackest team in the NBA. Go figure. Stop. But a motherfucker want to get mad at Michael Jordan because he's not saying nothing. Okay, so you want to get mad at Michael Jordan because he's not saying nothing? Then you need to get mad at LeBron and all these other motherfuckers. They ain't really saying shit either. They asked LeBron James about the Malcolm X book, and I can tell he was thinking of what to say not to offend people. Why would you say he's thinking that? Well, because he had to apologize when he recited a lyric that 21 Savage said about, I'm getting this Jewish money. They made his ass apologize. So he doesn't run his own shit either. He's just a high-priced slave that they put in line when he gets out of line. Facts. Y'all can think whatever the fuck y'all want to think. But that's what the fuck is really going on. And the shit is not going to change. Like, why it ain't going to change? Why would it change? Let me ask y'all this. And would you really listen to what I'm saying? Why would the dominant society want to make it equal economically for black folk? Y'all need to think long term. If they made it equal, y'all niggas wouldn't be at work. Y'all would be doing what the fuck y'all wanted to do. If they made it equal, then they would have the Latino community and all them. And the Latino community only gonna do so much. But no diss, but the Latino community is not gonna be able to entertain them quite well as the black folks have. Because the black folks have been entertaining the dominant society for 450 years. So they're not gonna be able to do that. And what do you mean, Warren? I mean through song, dance, and sports. How else are they gonna get entertained? If you removed all the black players from the NFL and the NBA, right? It ain't like baseball where you can just go get a whole bunch of niggas from the Dominican Republic. That's not how it works in basketball and football. Maybe in baseball, but not in basketball and football. So guess what? You took all those homegrown, foundational black American native black folk in the NBA, you removed them. What you gonna do? That's why in the book Slavery by Never Named, the white people didn't know what the fuck to do, because once they so-called freed the slaves, they knew what they was doing. A lot of slaves like, fuck it, I'll just go north and I'll figure it out. But I'm not trying to deal with this shit no more. And some slaves like, well, I don't know what to do. I'm so used to being around massa. What I was gonna do? But massa was probably like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I can't pick this cotton and clean and cook. Because they didn't know how to build shit. That's why they've learned how to monopolize this computer shit, because that's really the only thing that they have, I would say, the monopoly on, is that. So I give them props for raising a Bill Gates to learn how to monopolize this computer shit, because that's why they're trying to go away from the gold. Well, they already went away from the gold standard. They want to go away from anything paper and go digital. That's where they can control it all. That's all that is. That's their major plan, New World Order. And New World Order, they don't give a fuck about the poor white people, but racism and the institution of racism goes like this. If I can convince the poorest white man that he's better than the wealthiest black man, I've done my job. So you don't give a fuck about being poor. You know how many white poor people there's? A lot of white poor people too. But I'll tell you this. They don't give a fuck as long as they white. So they'll take being poor in this system as long as they can feel like they are better than the average black person. So that's they dumbasses. That's why these hillbilly country ass white boys will go vote for Donald Trump with no teeth in their mouth and none of that shit and think Donald Trump don't give a fuck about no hillbilly ass white people. He just playing off y'all emotions because he know how y'all feel about niggas. That's all that is. He getting paid. But please believe you me. There's a lot of white poor motherfuckers too. But they so done, they like, well, fuck it. As long as I'm more important than the nigga, I don't care. I'll just be poor. Well, good for you then, nigga. Keep thinking that way. But as you march and whine and repeating with a dominant society person, ask them, well, what do you feel about reparations? Just ask them. And they're going to be like, and watch they give you a whole plan on what they think you should get. Well, I think it should be education and it should be free taxes for black people, you know, free health care. Shit that we already deserve anyway for building the country. And you notice reparations is to repair and to repay. So give me free education. That's not repaying shit. That's not a tangible. I can't do nothing with that but just go to school and get a degree and be reinserted back into your system while I'm working for you. You notice they fine with that as long as you're working for them. But when you try to talk about being a business owner doing your own shit, and that's why you want reparations so you can just do your own shit. Well, that's not fair because I'm poor too and that shit. Then they start claiming victim like poor us. But it's like, well, but then again, you need to understand you're still white and you have privilege. Well, no, I don't. Okay, right. And most white people that act like they don't got privilege, those are white people that are playing games and finessing your mind mentally and fucking with you. They know they got white privilege. Please believe you me. By this time, every white person in America, United States of America, they know they have white privilege. They can play like they don't, but they know they do. That's a fact. That's why I told y'all, when the stock tanks and the market crashes, you better go buy some property. Because the majority of the dominant society, they're not going to tell you shit. They're going to be too busy trying to soak it all up. So you better get on the good foot. Stop buying cars, clothes, and shoes and bullshit that you don't need and put your bread to the side. So when the shit tank, don't let these people scare you. Oh, well, you might not have a job. Well, you might not have a job anyway if you're in an apartment. And if you're in an apartment, you still got to pay. So if you're going to pay, you better go pay for you a crib. Because at least if you can't pay it no more, you got a year until they kick you out. Before they the bank take it over. Remember that, man. Hey, man, it's about focus, handling business, not being no Sambo, not allowing black folks to paint this picture like they're gonna look. Don't even trust nobody that's trying to move up a fictitious corporate ladder at a corporate plantation. You should already be looking at them crazy. And don't even say nothing. Just look at them. Man, because, I'm trying to move up, man. I'm trying to get money. Be like, yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, I feel you. And just look at their ass. And they're going to be like, well, why you say this? Just do you. And don't say nothing for a while. Don't tell them right away. Just don't say nothing for months. Don't say nothing. And when they fall flat on their face and they're reporting to a white person doing black tar heroin in the bathroom with no degree, then they'll come running to you. But remember this. If they have just a slight chance, they will gut you like a fish to be a part of the dominant white society. There's black people that try to replace the system of racism, white supremacy, and establish a system of justice, but there are a lot of coons and sambos that just want to live comfortable in this system. They don't care about helping most people, like Candace Owens, Angela Rye. See, motherfuckers think Candace Owens and Angela Rye, they two different people. No, they're the same. They're both trying to tell you to do some sucker shit and go vote. Why you think they had the NBA and Monica and Brandy talking about, oh, it's very important to vote? The first thing I ought to ask them is vote for what and for whom? So you want me to vote for Joe Biden, but he's responsible for putting over 550,000 black folks in prison. He's the architect of the crime bill. So you want me to vote for him? Don't even talk about no Kamala. Oh, so Kamala was locking up black people too. So you want me to vote for her too, right? Stop. Most black people will be like a deer in the headlights. Well, no, because most black people, they don't even do thorough investigations on what the fuck they doing. They just doing the sucker shit because that's what's been told to them the whole time. So they just gonna go with the sucker shit because that's what's been told to them. But I'm telling you this right now, don't be no sucker. And if you vote, to me, you want some sucker shit. Vote. Man, that's some sucker shit. Go ahead and make your wish. to the anti-black racism movement, because that's all it is. You're participating in that shit. Well, Warren, you're participating every day because everything they do, they control. Yeah, you're right. But I'm being forced to participate in it because trust and believe you me, anybody that I know, they don't get up every day with a smile on their face talking about, I can't wait to go to the court plantation. No, a nigga just thankful he got his job so he can fucking pay his bills, man. So stop it. Stop all the bullshit too, man. And y'all need to, when y'all watching these shows, the housewives, all these bitches, these are some phony, fake bitches too. And if you watch it, just watch all the symbolism in it. And watch how they act. And watch how Bravo TV, which is a Jewish last name, by the way. You better go get the secret relationship between Jews and blacks. Go get between blacks and Jews. You better go get this book, because Bravo, by the way, is a Jewish last name. Who they most definitely participated in the transatlantic slave trade. So, and just look at who's in charge of that channel. A white Jewish moist man who's benefiting off of this shit. As he's watching, their highest ranked shows are black women. It ain't those white bitches. It's those black women acting a goddamn fool. So look at all that symbolism. Just like P-Valley. A lot of people, I tweeted today about P-Valley because they was like, man, I can't watch it. And what did they say? They was like, I can't watch it. And, you know, and I retweeted. I said, the anti-black racism is very evident on that show. And people probably, I didn't even go into depth, but if you watch the show, you know what I'm talking about. Because there's a brother on there that's a mulatto. And since it's from Mississippi, yeah, because I think it was Carlos Miller, the comedian, was like, yeah, that doesn't represent us because it ain't that type of bitch. And maybe he's right. I've never been to Mississippi, but I was watching. Now, as you watch, they trying to basically build this fucking casino on the water, the river, the Mississippi River, whatever. But there's a motherfucking strip club that's right in the line of it. Well, the person who was left the strip club, he's a moist brother. You know what I'm saying? He's not like Billy Porter's moist ass. He actually can act. He is entertaining. He's moist as a motherfucker. And at first I was like, why do they have him on here? I'm thinking, but then they kind of revealed the background. He was a generational wealth kid in Mississippi. So, you know, his parents left that to him. So he got a bunch of bitches together, they stripping or whatever. But the people who's trying to get that casino built, anti-black racist white boys. Well, guess what? One of the brothers is a mulatto, black. And those white boys damn near wanted to kill him because they was mad that their daddy fucked a black woman. See, I'm looking at the symbolism in it. That's what I was watching. I was like, because I see the mulatto, the light-skinned looking brother in the club, and he grew up with the moist brother. And and I'm like, well, what's the correlation? But then the moist brother, he kind of know, like, yeah, his daddy was a racist and was fucking black women and all, you know, then the nigga want to, you know, he's black when it's convenient for him. But the thing that I noticed the most about this show, P-Valley, those white boys, I never seen them out there picking no kind of nothing. But the mulatto kid had the cotton gin or whatever, and he's pushing the cotton gin, picking up the cotton. If I'm mistaken, it had to be a cotton gin or some shit. And I'm like, but you never see, all you see is his brothers, the white brothers, they just sitting on the porch drinking a sweet tea, talking about you better make this deal happen. But ain't none of them out there doing no manual labor. But that black motherfucker was, the mulatto kid was. And I said, wow, a lot of racial symbolism in this. And then they got a black mayor played by Isaiah Washington. He plays a country bumpkin motherfucker, but he's very much with the fucking movement of those white boys. Because he gonna get paid. See, I'm looking at the symbolism and the racism involved in it. Y'all need to go check that out. It's on Stars. But hey, man, I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing. I did 3 back-to-back. I need a motherfucking vacation. I'm not talking about in the United States of fucking America. I need to go to Africa or some shit. Damn. But anyway, man, I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing. Remember, watch these motherfuckers at the court plantation. Just watch how they act. Be on your P's and Q's. Read these books. Remember, if you can, go get this book, The Dark Prince of Florence, about Alessandro de Medici. Go check that out if you can, man. Very, very good book. Hey, man, if you're out there chilling, talking with someone, and they talking about, well, I don't think black people should get reparations, and if they do get reparations, they should get it in free education. Guilty, nigga. then you a Sambo too just for allowing them to say that shit, man. I'm out. Peace.